Alrighty. Welcome in. This is going to be JazzHands versus Viddie. We're going to see a pretty exciting match here. We're pretty deep into the winner's bracket here. JazzHands, of course, is running Beheaded, Propeller Knight, and Lucia. We also have Viddie running Geoffery, Remless, and Cammy. All pretty strong characters here. A lot of people would argue both Lucia and Remless as S tier. I'd be willing to agree. And everybody who's piloted Cammy so far has done so exceedingly well. Oh, looks like they've gone ahead and start their first fighters here. So we're going to switch over there. We have Cammy versus Propeller Knight. They're on one of the first sort of customs here that I made in Woohoo Island, the most tournament legal stage. Alright. Getting some references made here. Sadly, in tabletop, when you if you move too fast, your cards get crumpled up into a hand like that. So, pretty hard. Alrighty. Oh, looks like the Cammy player has decided to change their Narwhals reference to a Cammy reference. That's fun. And it looks like we're going to see Propeller Knight going second, Cammy going first. Getting a mulligan here, 3 cards, fishing for something here. I'm not super familiar with Cammy. Propeller fishing for 2 there. Let's take a look at her over here. Her ultra CQC, excellent. Alrighty. She can threaten Spiral Arrow. Good. Looks like she's got Slide. Her normal attacks now have to be 4, advanced 3. Meaning she could, for instance, grasp at range 4 here pretty safely. Pretty strong attack. Propeller, however, says he's not scared and goes ahead and strikes right into it. He says if you had anything worth striking with, you would have struck. Cammy weighing her options pretty carefully here, trying to figure out if he's baiting her into something like a focus or sweep. Since she's almost definitely advancing into them at this point. Alright, we get a focus on Cammy into a headwind, which is going to outspeed here. Will not stun, and it looks like also will not do any damage. Completely negated by armor. Does it ignore armor? Ignore ring. 1, 2. That's my bad, sorry. Propeller Knight, of course, has his max range, plus 2 power. He adds 2 damage, not 1, as I presume. That's my fault. Alrighty. Cammy's sort of trying to weigh what she's gonna do here pretty severely. The wild circling of I'm not sure. And the ultimate I'm not sure answer of prep. Looks like she's going to go ahead and discard something here. Or, not discard something here, shuffle her hand here. So he doesn't know whether or not she's playing an option that she already had or an option she's just drawn. Just a good precaution in general, even though he doesn't have hand knowledge at this point. Block into focus here. That's both focuses gone on Cammy's side, which means reading is off the table. You're pretty comfortable about that as a player. That also means that your hand knowledge no longer is as dangerous. So. Propeller Knight again using the Cammy reference card, which is just real fun part in his part. Alrighty, what was getting parried there? Whatever it was missed. We got Cannonball Assault and Cross in hand. No grasp. Cammy will draw for end of turn after that parry. Passing again initiative to Propeller Knight here. Well, she's passed a lot of initiatives. He hasn't won that many strikes, but that may be about to change as he has changed himself over. Advance 2 and then draw for end of turn there. Pretty strong on his part. Cammy having a slight tempo advantage and life advantage. She also has the gauge advantage here. The only real advantage Propeller Knight has at this point is he's at range 2, which is one of the ranges he likes to be at. And it looks like maybe not the range that Cammy likes to be at. Looks like she would prefer range 3 or 4, though she's not bad at range 1 either. Looks like we've got an EX Assault from Cammy. He's going to have to invalidate that wild swing. Kind of hurts to get rid of that ultra there. And there's another ultra down. Alright, dive, which will straight lose to EX Assault. Just not a great one to pull there. And that's going to bring him down. Yeah, right down to 21 life there. Cammy having an 8 life lead here, which is pretty strong. And a strike from Cammy, pressing her advantage, and looks like we get another, oh, wow. That would outspeed most of the time, but not going to outspeed Cannon Spike. And there's no armor or guard on that, so Propeller Knight's just going to get kicked in the face and pushed or pulled 3. Looks like she's elected for the pull, if that makes sense. You want to keep him sort of at range 3 there, rather than range 4. It's a minor difference, but I do think Propeller Knight has a slightly stronger game plan at range 4, and I don't think Cammy suffers that much at range 3. Pretty strong plays here. Alrighty. Oh, looks like another EX strike from Cammy. This may be a pretty quick game indeed. EX dive into sweep. Alright. Well, that's pretty safe at this range. And it's just gonna clean win off of Propeller. Propeller striking now. Cammy wild swinging. Focus versus Cannonball. Advance 3. 3 is not 4. Did I miss something here? I'm sure I must have missed something there. There's no... I'm not going to interrupt him again. Alright, well 15 life is definitely a larger deficit than 10 life. Cammy's got just a boatload of gauge too. And it looks like she's choosing to use some of it. Strategically making sure... This is actually a really impressive play from the Cammy player. Okay, so she went ahead and put both focuses in her payment costs. Oh, for card change. That's cool. I was expecting to get any seeds. That, of course, gets both of them into the discard pile when she does decide to reshuffle, which she's about halfway through her deck now. That's not a bad idea to start thinking about that. Really strong selection of gauge there. Real smart about her discards. All right, this is going to be a critical strike from Cammy. This, of course, is Spiral Arrow, speed 4 versus Grass, speed 7. The critical will mean that she will not be stunned out, and she's going to advance right past our friend Propeller Knight. So she's going to take 2 damage there, it looks like, and then not be stunned. Not really sure what they're... Oh, just deciding where to push or pull them. 2 damage. And she's going to advance 4. Alright, we see a parry coming out. Parry and cross. And it looks like she gets it. No defensive cross coming from them. Alrighty. Strike coming down from Propeller Knight. Cammy, carefully considering her options. Accidentally... Yep. And Propeller Knight 2, please. There we go. Accidentally draws. That's very easy to do. The draw and search button are right next to each other. And when you get this late in the game and strikes start mattering, it becomes sort of more advantageous. Alright, Cammy's decided. She went with a cross of her own as a counter to that dive. That's going to pretty cleanly move her out of the way. And my guess is she has a pretty good follow-up at range 2. Though it may just be... Nah, there's actually very little chance that she wanted him to be further away. So yeah. Yep, there it is. And a wild swing. That's not great at this point. Advance 2. Oh, Saber Lunge actually is going to beat that in speed. And we'll stun that out. Alright, that's a pretty good top deck. So, go ahead and advance. Deal your 2 damage. And then, either gain advantage or add the card to the hand. Looks like he opted for the advantage and went ahead and prepped. I personally would have gone for the card in hand since you were getting advantage anyways, but that is me. Perhaps he wanted the gauge for maybe one of his ultras. You know, most of them are in the discard pile here, but Broadside, for instance, would be pretty worthwhile. Since we know Cammy is very likely to move past him on that strike and end up in a higher range. So. That's what I think is being telegraphed here. Of course, Broadside still has a chance of just outright dying. Acrobatics here, just make sure he doesn't try to pull anything cheeky with Grasp or anything like that. And basically telling him, you gotta do something about this turn. And he does! He Propeller Knights. He takes a step back and then begins to strike. Alright, Cammy's gonna wild swing in response. Block! It was a, there. She's gonna choose to validate that. And gets the spike! Oh, wow. Okay, that's game. Wow. Very lucky top deck, but sometimes it happens. So that was a pretty impressive game here. Cammy, of course, is out of rotation now. So could be any number of characters coming out next. My personal bet is we're going to see Propeller Knight again, and we're going to see probably Remulus, if I was a betting man. Though Remulus wouldn't be a great match against Propeller Knight, so maybe we'll see that predicted. Well, it looks like we're going to find out right now. Alright, it's Geoffery versus Beheaded. I was wrong on both counts, which is, never bet on me. Looks like we also get a counter pick to the train stage there. The guess is that Beheaded would prefer the cover of the trains to the high-flying area on Voodoo Island. So, pretty strong counter pick there. B-Train, you called it. You get a cookie or a medal, or a medal shaped like a cookie, or a cookie shaped like a medal. Actually, just those last two. Those are your only options. And you can redeem that at customer service at level99games.com. I just realized I still have my free cards in order up here. I'll try to alt on these a little bit more. So Beheaded's an interesting guy. He's a build-up character. He basically gets 3 different exceeds, and basically every time he exceeds, he gets a different level up. It's a pretty neat idea. Very similar design space to what some of the Transforms would do, except they're just generally like boosts, right? He's got Fierce, he's got Defend, sort of, not quite as good as Defend, and he's got the +0 to 1 range boost that a couple other characters have. So that's what he does. He doesn't have any other UA. A lot of his attacks are sort of based off of a hit and run idea. Just a really fun design here. Geoffery, on the other hand, is a sort of stalwart, heavy defender. Thank you. Alrighty. Looks like we're getting our first strike of the game. Solemn Exorcism into block. Block, of course, is going to miss, and Solemn Exorcism is going to do nothing. Interesting. He's probably expecting something different out there. Not really sure what. Maybe he was expecting Dive? Because Dive would have outsped, so we would have gotten Geoffery ability there. But regardless, that's sort of there. Does this go to discard, or what are we doing here? I wonder if that is in discard. Sorry, guys. It is. Alrighty, looks like a focus into a sweep. Really weird defensive footsies here. Both of them just kind of throwing out attacks saying, hey, I think you're going to approach me. Geoffery so far keeping his card advantage, so that's something. But it's really, this is sort of a unusual opener. Alrighty, looks like we're getting an infantry bow into the other focus. That's honestly fine. That's just 2 free damage. Geoffery gets to keep a card, but that's 2 free damage and both focuses are. Oh, sorry, Geoffery action or Geoffery ability. 1 free damage, and both characters are going to sort of. Both focuses are down, so if I'm Beheaded, I'm feeling pretty happy about that. No high value transforms flipped out yet. In fact, no transforms at all fished out. Which means Geoffery either has one he doesn't have one he's EXing because that would have come out by now, but I think he just really wants Beheaded to come to him, and Beheaded's not sure he wants to do that. He's running out of range options though. He really only has the infantry bow as a multiple range option. People saying that Beheaded's brutality exceed basically counters Geoffrey's ability, and that's true. Basically it means your attacks will work as normal, or stun as normal, so you just can ignore Geoffrey's ability at will. Of course, that does take 2 gauge, but Beheaded does have 2 gauge now, so I wouldn't be surprised to see him. Yep, and he's looking to do it right now, actually. Grab that really early on. Some cards being moved around on Geoffrey's hand here. Alright, and a strike coming out. Beheaded's going to wild swing. He has his gauge, so he's fine with that. He's not going... Is he going to choose to validate that? Interesting. No, I wouldn't. That's waste of resources. Alright. Phaser. Close 8 and advance 1. Probably not going to choose to validate that either, as Bastion's stance is pretty much wanting that. And then Geoffrey gets the Untainted Transform out. Yep. Sucks to have 2 Ultras go down like that, but there's the other infantry bow, so actually he's just fine with it. That's going to go ahead and be, yep. Nice. 2 damage. Go to his gauge. And then Geoffrey's going to go to the far edge of the arena. Now, Geoffrey does, however, have... Oh, he's up here. Have some options at range. Golden Arrow, notably. But also... Where is it? Sacrament of Blades, which would mean his he wouldn't be quite as far behind. And interestingly enough, going for Tactics instead of Brutality. Probably to outspace some options there. Pointing out that Phaser would have been a pretty good play now, but of course it is in the discard pile. Won't be seen again for quite some time, if at all. If we get to reshuffle, then it'll be possible again. Geoffrey's going to go ahead and prep. The Beheaded now has face down Sagat power, so that's pretty good. With a nice little +0 to 1, which is, I want to say it's Remless who has something like that. Somebody has a transform like that. So, pretty nice here. Riding that level up high. Considering the Geoffrey reference card again, he has switched the normals reference card to the character specific one. That's Kind of fun little quirk in this guy. JazzHands here. B-Train let me know Remy has it for EX attacks. That was it. Thank you. Alrighty. Some real chess being played here, or footsies at least. But I think if I'm Beheaded, I want to move in right now because Geoffery has some pretty good options at this range, and I don't think really has much of anything if I remember correctly. Phaser's down. He might have the other one in hand. But even so. Alrighty. Looks like we're getting Golden Arrow boosted, -2 speed and +2 armor, drawing 2 cards. Again, just kind of, I imagine he wished he had Phaser here because that would get him right in there, get rid of that boost, do pretty much everything he might want to do. Alright, we're going to see a run in here, which is good. He's going to close some of that distance and bring pretty much all of his threats online now that he has that +0 to 1 range for his specials and ultras. So that means Assault Shield, available. Dive Attack was available if he had just moved 1. Infantry Bow was not available because it's offline, but got a couple options there. 5 armor, so we're looking at a 7 armor attack. Geoffery trying to threaten something safe here, it looks like. Spending life to transform out Impulsive Purification, which just basically lets him say no to a boost. He does have to spend 2 force, which might not always be worth it, but it's a pretty strong way to deal with him here. I think we're probably going to see, if we don't see a normal, which is also possible, I think we're probably looking here. We're probably looking at either Sacrament of Blades or Bastion Stance is actually pretty safe here too. Of course, he already has the Transform, I thought. No, Inquisition's Transform is out there. Yeah. Yeah, Bastion Stance wouldn't be too bad here. Get the Transform online. Sacrament of Blades is probably higher value though. But we'll see what he does. Sacrament of Blades also is likely to miss if Beheaded, for instance, dives in. What he does is prep. So he's basically wanting him to come in then. Might be waiting to handle a Solemn Exorcism maybe? Alrighty. Tech boost and cancel attack. Okay. I agree with the B-Train. It's a weird time to have boost arrow, but he maybe has a plan with it. As I said, he's getting a lot of armor up here, so I think he's hoping to maybe hoping to counterattack. But we've seen Beheaded is pretty comfortable just feinting, as he did with that block in the beginning. So, real interesting play here. We'll see what happens. Alright, well, whatever he was fishing for, he got it. Beheaded's going to go ahead and wild swing. It was a block. Beheaded's going to go ahead and choose to use that assault. Geoffery gets the gauge. That was a, for those keeping track at home, I believe that was a 9 armor block, so pretty much nothing was going to harm him. Just an interesting play. Beheaded also called it, too, by wild swinging, so that's a pretty strong play on Beheaded's part. Alrighty. Looks like a Twin Daggers versus Bastion stance here. Twin Daggers, of course, is going to go ahead and hit for 5, which is not going to stun out Bastion stance. It's going to take 4 of that. Then swing back for 5 of his own. Actually getting some damage on the board, and he's already got Untainted, I thought. So, well, no, he doesn't. Untainted going online, probably. Let's see, put the other one in gauge. Alright. We have another strike coming out. Alright, let's see what's going to answer it. What it is. Focus, Spike, completely guard crushing it, tying the game right back, putting that in gauge. Oh, it looks like the Untainted went to gauge. This Untainted went to gauge as well. That makes sense, I guess. He's nowhere near 5 lives, so. We're going to see an Exceed from Beheaded. He's going to go ahead and grab Survival, saying, hey, I have your ability too, but I don't have to worry about speed. So. Alrighty, Spike, which is gonna hit Crusader's Edge. Oh, it is not. Interesting. Yeah, it doesn't say higher printed speed, it just says higher speed. Should go to the discard. Easy mistake to make. I thought it hit there. All right. Thank you. Always feels good having some Guilty Gear music on when you have some cross characters. I feel like there's a lot of design ethos shared between those two franchises. Getting a prep from Geoffery, just kind of keeping his options, keeping his corner. Saying, no, I think you're going to attack me, so I'll be ready. Looks like we've got a Tornado. +1 speed, advance or retreat 1. Very similar to a couple boosts on a couple characters. Notably, King Knight has a very similar boost, so his just lets him advance 1, I believe. Draw for end of turn there. Since we know Crusader's Oath is online, speed is just free here. I like to think of it as Guilty Gear meets not Dark Souls, the Bloodborne, that one. Like if Bloodborne was like 80% more anime. Yeah, if he has it in hand, this seems like a pretty safe time to play it. All that armor he's got anyways. So. He might try to fake Geoffery out with it, though. We'll see. Well, Geoffery's striking, and we see a return strike, and what do we got here? Solemn Exorcism versus Retching Whip. So that is gonna... looks like it's gonna hit. It won't stun, of course, but it is gonna allow Geoffery to close right up. He can push or pull. It looks like he elected to... well, it doesn't really matter. The close is gonna cover the distance anyways. Alrighty. At this point, any kind of trade is good for Geoffery, but one where he trades up is especially good. In fact, it's the name of the Geoffery game. Advanced Retreat 1 or 2. You would think having King Knight on my team I would memorize that, but he's just there to look pretty. Geoffery deciding whether or not to Wild Swing. I think he's probably going to elect to do it. Most options he has trades here, I think, that aren't in his hand, it would be my guess. He's played a lot of his range options, and he probably is hanging on to some of the other ones. But we'll see. We'll see what happens. He's approximately one strike up at this point because Beheaded doesn't have Brutality boosted, isn't exceeded, doesn't have any other boost online. So one strike is not likely to make the deficit unless it's a very cheeky sweep by Beheaded. I guess it wouldn't be that cheeky. He's a pretty good spot for it. And Geoffery doesn't really have much of an answer to it. It's one of the things I think keeps Geoffery from being higher on the tier list is sweep feels especially safe against him, at least to me. I believe Geoffery preps. Alright, we see a strike in response. It was focus into a sweep of Geoffrey's. So, that's gonna be 4-4. Discard to draw, so pretty much an even exchange here. Unless Geoffery gets something high value right now. Dive! That's honestly fine. Losing the tech kind of sucks against Geoffery, but you weren't going to dive yourself into a corner against this knight here, so that probably wasn't going to be too useful anytime soon. In before Geoffery grasped and proves me wrong. Alrighty. See some real thought going into this. Calculus and Geoffery sort of counting what's remaining here. 11 cards in Beheaded's deck, 10 Geoffrey's. So, fair amount of options are sort of random there. Could be any two of the 12 remaining unseen cards in there. See which one it is. Geoffrey's gonna go with a prep like he's been doing a lot. It looks like we're getting an exceed here. Finally putting Brutality on the table there, which means he now has basically the answer to Geoffrey's ability, as well as Geoffrey's ability, as well as an extra 1 to 2 range. Not that that matters at range 1. But if he can get out of there, he basically has a +1 speed at range 2 or greater. Ah, excellent point. Geoffery doesn't care as much about tech because he can pay force to keep it. Pointing out that Brutality basically gave Geoffery 8 free life. Yeah, it doesn't feel like the other boost really helped him trade, and looks like we're getting a Transform, or EX Transform as you all call it. Getting that +2 guard, so now he can not be stunned out by, well, after cleanup that is, not be stunned out by Brutality. Some crazy modifiers going on Beheaded's side here. He's reached sort of his endgame state. But Geoffery has 2 transforms up, and the only one he doesn't have is the one that still isn't super valuable to him. So we'll see how that goes. It does feel weird not taking Brutality early. I often feel like Brutality and Tactics are your normal go-to picks for Beheaded. But then again, I also don't play the guy, so I hardly play characters on my own team, so I can't really criticize. Alright. Okay. Yeah, Tactics is a pretty strong first pick because, again, if you're not at range 1, it's basically 1 free speed. Which is one of the things that keeps Sagat going so strong. But yeah, it does seem weird to let Brutality go. It seems like it's at its highest value early on. But apparently it's not uncommon for Tournament Beheadeds to make that decision. I think we already heard this one, so I'm going to just go ahead and skip it. Oh, here we go. You guys remember BattleCon Online? That was a fun time. You could argue that it's less value, but it also, again, just shuts off his UA, so it's... Oh, you mean the Tactics. Yeah, I agree. I think I would have picked Brutality first against Geoffery. Personally. Though we're at range 1 here, and it looks like some real deliberation is being made by the players. So, I don't even see JazzHands' cursor. I don't know where he is. Could be anywhere. Oh, there he is. We did see the reshuffle earlier, so I assume it was JazzHands' turn, but I might have just missed something here. Is there something like that? Yeah, I completely agree. I think Brutality was the right choice for the first grab, so it's weird to see it at the end here, but maybe he's gonna play. Maybe it'll work out for him in the end. He's assembled the Millennium items. What was it, Exodius or whatever? He's got his Megazord up. He's at the most powerful he can be, sans gauge. So we're just gonna have to wait to see what he does here. Cursor's very still. I wonder if he BRB'd, but he didn't say so in the chat, so it's impossible for us to tell. Oh, there we go. Got him moving around here. Sees the reshuffle. Yeah, yes, the Infinity Gauntlet. There you go. Going for Beheaded's head seems like it would miss the point. According to the music choice here, he's about to infinite him. Just hit him up and start air juggling him and switching out characters. Alrighty, let's see what he's got. Oh, Geoffery's paying gauge beforehand, probably to get that +2 guard. Looks like it's a cross out of Inquisition here. Yeah, pretty safe play there. That is a lot of damage there. He's adding what, +3. Geoffery, of course, is armoring one of that, so he'll take 3? Did I miss something there? Regard. Didn't hit for the +2 armor. Oh, Brutality is on specials, okay. I did miss something. Excellent. Alrighty. Looks like we've got a reading, and it looks like it was successful. Yeah, 4 power, but it was faster printed speed. He did, he took 3 damage. Alright. Dove right into that grasp. Pretty rough here. Beheaded doesn't really want to be at this zone. Oh, and a strike. Alright, if Geoffery has an answer that can trade for 4, this is the tournament. Or not the tournament, sorry, the set. Seems likely. Your boy Beheaded's in a real pickle. Real dangerillo. Well, let's see here. Just really quickly do the math on this one. Yep, Twin Daggers would be 7, but would be faster, so that'd be that +1 armor, +1 guard from Geoffery. So if he's got the Swift, or not the Swift, sorry, the Sweep, call it Swift, because it boosts 2 speed. That could be game there. So we'll see. The Swiftity swap. That's what I always say. I never say that. Okay. Good. It's repeated twice now, so it's a thing. Cool. Geoffery really considering what could this be? 6 in deck left, so any one of 11 options here, but he can rule a couple things out pretty easily. I don't think I have the option to. Yeah, I can't search, just a spectator. That I don't know. I haven't been keeping track, but it's not in his hand if it is. Alrighty. Oh, he's gonna choose to validate it. Makes sense. Because he just doesn't get hit. Yeah, he moved himself back because he says, no, you don't hit me. That's game. Well, not game. He has 1 life left, but dangerous. That was a very good top deck for Geoffery, though I suspect a lot of top deck options would have been pretty good. It's interesting that he went with Wrenching Whip. Maybe he was trying to set up for a safer daggers, but to get punished like that is... Omni Diesel says, living on a prayer. Unfortunately, Geoffery is the church. Ooh, Wild Swing with 1 life against an initiated strike from your opponent just feels bad, but sometimes you get the right heart of the cards to turn it around. Let's hope that's the case here. Oh, no, he has something. He has to live at least through Geese Howard's theme. Alright, dive attack. Judgment. Alright. Oh, opponents cannot move past you. 3 armor. Looks like he's just gonna not take any damage. Or, sorry, he will take 1 because of brutality. Strike here. I feel like this is the daggers. Oh. There we go. Good catch. Is there a strict rule against listening to the streams or reading the chat logs? I feel like there has to be, right? Alright. Spike. Oh, but it's going to get crossed out. That's game. Another real powerful top deck from Geoffery, it looks like. Oh, he went to negative life. Well, guys, that will be... Not that one. That'll be it. Geoffery had God on his side. God and anime. So JazzHands will go ahead to the last chance bracket. Viddie will continue on. And you guys will see me sometime in the future. Probably next time you'll see me actually is my match against Goat Rogan. Not streaming. We'll find out. If you were interested in this game, you can go ahead and find it at level99store.com. Pick up any of these books. Beheaded is a solo fighter. He's available on his own. Geoffery is in the church box of 7th Cross. Though I personally recommend picking up either the Ryu or Ken box, preferably the Ryu one, because I think Ryu versus Zagat's an interesting way to learn the game if you're not able to get the Ryu and Ken decks. Alrighty, well, that's gonna end it for now. I will see you guys all another time.